Alright, toy fans. So I'm here with another one of our reviews. Now, this was a Sluban set that I got on the TikTok shop. Out of all places, TikTok. And I know Jang's Other Bricks had done a review of it. He spoke kind of highly of it. And I was like, I'm going to take a chance on this because I had a coupon. It's about 20 bucks or so. It's really not that expensive. And I was like, I'm going to try it out, see how it is. And for the most part, it's okay. But that's it. It's okay. Um, we really need to talk about some things because I'm ready to take this particular set and customize it and fix a lot of the problems that are in this. But I need to bring you what it is that we actually get. All right, so starting out, we're looking at the box. Of course, we know that it's the M38. That is what's on all the Sluban sets. M38B0370, 335 pieces, 6 and up. It says build your own story. And we've got a whole bunch of things on the box. We got like an IV set, an ambulance, a turbine, a cockpit, a cab, and a light. And there's just some random pictures of things. On the back, we've got, of course, 4 minifigures featured. We got the airplane. Says medical air ambulance, a specially outfitted aircraft that transport injured or sick people to a medical emergency. Okay, so we got ourselves a medical plane. Basically, it's like a medical jet. Um, and it boasts it comes with a brick separator. Guess what? It does not come with a brick separator. Twice now, and I really want that brick separator, man. It's an alligator brick separator. I want, want that thing. It says Sluban original minifigure, and it's not there. I'm so hurt, Sluban. This has been multiple times. You've advertised something, and it hasn't been there. Shame on you, Sluban. Shame on you. Let's go ahead and take a look at our booklet. Okay, so our booklet, it was pretty basic. Nothing too crazy. There's a few areas in here with the build that's just kind of like, what? There's like a few things that just didn't quite make sense. And there's a lot of really big pieces. But for the most part, it was not too bad. It has stickers, but they are like the vinyl stickers, so they've got clear and then printing on them. So it works out in the end. This was the set that we have back here for our medical plane. Um, I mean, there's a lot of other planes that they have. That one would be kind of cool. I can't get too big with the planes because I just don't have the room for it. But there's quite a bit of stuff here. There's this truck over here that's some sort of, I don't know what kind of truck that is. I've got a electrical truck that'll be coming in not too long. So that's another Sluban set that I'll be looking at. Yeah, that's the set. I mean, that's pretty much it. Now, let's talk about the actual pieces. Yay! Okay, so we do get a jet. We get an ambulance. Pan out just a little bit. Pan down. And we get 4 minifigures. Now, all the minifigures are done in that Sluban sort of way. So it's, they can't do the Lego minifigures because of the patenting on them. But, the Sluban minifigures they're not bad. They do have anti-studs on the back of the legs as well as the bottom of the feet. So they'll actually hold to plates really well, like that. If you kick them forward like that, they can hold on to that. And they actually do pretty good. I know that some of the minifigures on one of the sets I had recently it was really tight. That was what was that, the train, I believe, and it was just really tight on that set. So I was like, yeah, I kind of get it. But other than that, the figures we get are little airplane pilot guy. Works for the airport sort of thing. He's got the headphones. These pieces do work well with Lego minifigures as well, so that's something that can happen. I will say that some of these hair pieces are a little tight on Lego, but they will fit. So we got a nurse, a patient, a doctor with a really excellent mustache, and then our pilot. Now, we do get for extra this ambulance. And here's the thing with the ambulance. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. This ambulance is only 4 studs wide. You can count it 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 studs wide and got wheels. This thing is narrow. This gives me really old, early Lego City vibes. It's very small. Out of that, the back does open. It has like one of those windows on a hinge that works actually fairly well. And then we do get a gurney. Now you can look in there. You've got to stop back there, and if you're wanting to put a figure in, actually we'll have to remove some of this stuff and probably the window in order to put a figure in there. So that's getting a figure in and out of these is not the easiest. They don't really give us a lot of room for that, but we do get an ambulance. That's kind of a nice kind of extra. You can put your guy on there. Here, let's see if we can get some people to hold this. Boom and boom. Kind of. It's like right now I'm trying to be on play mode, and I'm like, yeah, I should really just review this thing. Boom. So we could do it like that. I mean, it works. It displays fairly well. She can walk by and say, I'm tricking the IV. So the ambulance, it's okay. 4 studs wide. It's pretty easy build. There's nothing too crazy about it. I do like this opening window here. That's actually pretty cool. Get license plate. Again, all stickers. So that sort of stuff is okay. Now the main event of this set is actually the plane. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you it's wide. It's probably about a good 13 to 14 inches wide with the wingspan, and probably about 12 inches long, which is kind of weird because it's wider than it is longer. You've got some really cool turbines. The way that this stuff was put together was pretty interesting, but nothing on the back. We just have empty studs there. That's a little weird. Also, the white on this is fairly pliable, so when I got my set, if you kind of look, one of those wings is warped a little bit. The Sluban sets are like packed really tight into a bag, and so when I got my plane out, one of the wings was bent, and I had to heat it and try to bend it back out. We do get this opening door that pops open like this, and I like that feature. I like that feature quite a bit. Now, it's kind of hard to get these off. They're partially studded, so it's not like it's like plate studded, but they're on like, you know, like one by one plate with tiles in there, and you've got all this interior. So you've got a, see if I can get a good shot back there. You do have a cabinet back there that's yellow. You've got a place for you to put your gurney, which you do get a secondary gurney, and that's supposed to fit right in there and hold into place. You get a computer screen over here, but no printing on it. That's actually on a tilting tile, a very hard to move tilting tile, but it's a tilting tile. We get another, you know, wedge over here, no printing. Over here we get some IV bottles, standing IV. No printing on any of this, which is okay. No stickers for it. We do get 2 yellow chairs, and I will tell you, getting in there is the hardest thing to do. You actually end up having to take most of this off. Now, you're not supposed to really remove this, but I found in order to have to get in there just to get things, I had to remove quite a bit of stuff. Now, their seats are a little bit different. They're kind of like Lego, but they not exactly. They do sit back. They take almost 3 studs worth of space. So that's something to keep in mind. You get 2 yellow ones, and then you get a blue one. In order to get your pilot in the cockpit, you got to take that off there as well. Now, this is supposed, like this right here, is supposed to remain on the airplane, but it's still, that's a tight space to try to get in there and to put a figure in. Now we do have our two ailerons here, which I like. They are made with the minifig hands, which I thought was absolutely genius. Really good use of those hands. The We do get some little labels to put on this for gauges, which I thought was kind of nice. But other than that, that's it. There's not a lot to this. All this plugs down nicely. But I will say, in order to get a figure in there, like if you're wanting to put a figure into this front seat up here, it is nearly impossible. You actually have to remove all of this extra stuff and kind of push all the walls back together, and pick up the broken pieces, and every time you try to pin something or force something down in there, you're breaking something else, and then this thing is not, like, it's the seating the figures in there is really hard. Can it be done? Well, oh yeah, certainly. It can certainly be done. It's not something that can't be done. It can be fixed easily. It's just one of those things where it's like, we've got certain things in here that kind of make sense, kind of don't. I think that this thing probably, in order for it to feel like an effective plane, it probably needs to be like heavily rebuilt. There's just some stuff that just doesn't work, in my opinion. It just absolutely does not work. I like the plane, don't get me wrong, I like it. These pieces right here tend to break off all the time. In order to get into the plane, you do have to remove a lot of these large pieces, and then lining them back up sometimes can be a task, because you've got multiple bricks, multiple panels, things like that. For what we're getting for 20 bucks, let's talk about this, and let's talk about cost wise. What we're getting for 20 bucks, we're getting a steal. Lego, they're not going to be putting a plane out like this for 20 bucks. As a matter of fact, there was one of the ambulance planes I was looking at from Lego, and it was about, I think it was like $80. And so, and it was just a plane, and then it was like an ATV and a windsock and a couple figures. So, we're getting the same amount for cheaper, but that same quality is not exactly there, and that's something that we got to keep in mind. There's some good building techniques, like the way that they do this thing here. We're able to turn the plane, so if we had a runway and we were able to do have it drive down the runway, things like that. Stick that back on. We could turn the plane and cycle it and all that, or like fix it and make it go straight or turn that way. Like, I like a lot of the stuff that we have built in there. I'm not sure how I feel about the ambulance. I feel like maybe we probably should have had like stairs, something like that. But I will use the ambulance in my city for sure. I'll probably mod this plane quite a bit, just because as an Airbus, I feel the wings are way too long. So I might be trying to tone that down just a little bit. But it's meant for the kids. It definitely feels like it's for the kids. Clutch power on these are okay. They're not the best. This doesn't feel like the other Sluban set, which I felt was beloved. This one, it suffers a little bit, and a lot of the suffering has to do with the thickness and the opaqueness of the red, and kind of the flimsy quality of the white PVA plastic. But 20 bucks, it's a steal. Still, in my opinion, 20 bucks is still well worth it. All right, now listen, that's all I got to say about the Sluban medical plane. If I'm able to get if I'm able to find this on like Amazon or something, I'll put the link down there and share it with you. I'll have it in the shop, so that way you can click and find it pretty easy. If not, I won't have it in there. I got it on TikTok, but I'll look and see if I can find it on Amazon. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I make. Comment on it, man. Like, what's your favorite part of this? Do you have a favorite part? Did you have a Lego plane when you were a kid? Because that was had spaced up. Never had any of the planes. Though I probably would have enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, if you had planes, shout it out down there. Let me know in the comments. Um, and yeah, hey, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate all that you do. Clicking the links in Linktree, commenting, all that stuff really helps out the channel and helps me grow. And hopefully this helps you in your decision making on whether you want to buy this thing or not. 20 bucks, I think it's worth it. Anything over that, we might need to start questioning some decisions that are being made, right? All right. Hey, thank you all so much. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the build and happy brick hunting.